Okay, so,
That little guy.
Alright, getting on task.
network security overview. This is an introduction to network security, including its purpose of protecting data integrity, confidentiality, and availability by implementing policies, procedures, and technologies. Most important one on there is confidentiality. Your data, like Aaron was saying earlier, if there's a database, which there have been many of them, you know, if you use Google Chrome, keep track of your passwords. Any guys do that?
Oh, yeah.
I sometimes do, I don't do it always.
It is periodically checking to see if any of the passwords in your saved password list have been compromised, and it'll tell you, hey, you need to change passwords.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you set that up?
You
It
still have
does
to remove
not,
passwords.
Yeah, if you use, I mean, if you have a Gmail account, it'll do it for you.
Oh, I have a Hotmail account.
As soon as you sign in,
Yeah, there's old
school. I'm saying your password or your
Hotmail
number.
account? That's great.
My buddy Mike still has an AOL.com account.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I was about to
Man, I was about to say, I was like, no, if you got an AOL account. I
Okay,
still have my Yahoo account, but Yahoo's still,
that's still a thing
Kinda
that Google
relevant.
just blew out of the water. Authentication verifies the identity of users before granting access to network resources. Methods include passwords, biometrics, multi-factor authentication, 2FA, for added security. Passwords were the first thing, and as anybody knows, it's not terribly hard to crack a password
No, it is not.
or have your passwords leaked.
His
Data
password
breach.
is just his birthday. one time.
It's amazing how many people have their password underneath their keyboard.
Yeah. I can't remember it.
What's your
Oh,
password?
there it is.
What's your
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
And, you know, people have the names of their pets, birthdays, you know, wife's middle name, all kinds of crazy things that it isn't that difficult to figure out. If it is a word that appears in a dictionary, it can be compromised in less than a second,
I'm cooked.
just by a brute force attack.
Well, wouldn't that be a dictionary attack? Because a brute force is when they try like, if it's just numbers, try like every possible combination of numbers.
Ooh, so what you're saying,
Dictionary attack is
what
considered brute force.
Brute force.
no.
So what you're saying is
A
you can
dictionary
get
attack.
into my phone.
Dictionary attack.
With-
basically it's
Seconds.
whenever you enter every possible.
Cause mine has like,
Oh.
If the password
Yeah, name
to your account is located in the dictionary, less than a second.
It's a good thing mine isn't, but also mine is like a mathematical code, so it could possibly be compromised that way.
Oh, yeah,
like, wait, you mean like,
unless it's something that you made up, and if it's commonly known, you're
Right,
vulnerable.
it isn't commonly known or memorized, but it's also, you could also figure it out, which is.
If it is known,
so whenever you mean in the dictionary, you don't just mean just one word, right?
A phrase, maybe
Do you mean like, but like, what if there's numbers
a
behind it?
noun?
Then it's not, right?
Then it's not.
that wouldn't be in the dictionary, but most people are 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but I'm not like.
1, 2,
that.
3,
I'm
1, 2, 3, 4.
Seven,
That's why
seven,
it's a
seven.
combination of
The
letters.
longer you make your password.
I mean, uppercase and lowercase.
Yeah,
Even if it's in the
if you
dictionary.
want a truly secure password, it needs to be a minimum 12 digits long.
Oh,
16
really?
is actually recommended.
Thought it was 8.
12 characters.
Yeah, I usually do 8.
Yeah, 12 alphanumeric.
Mine's 10.
Well,
Eight.
Mine's
if
11.
quantum computers gets any bigger than it has, then passwords,
I'm cooked. There's
Passwords
gonna
are-
They'll be completely irrelevant, yeah.
because, you know, it can figure that stuff out in like a second, you know, like.
be-
why
It'll
would
just
we-
be like,
Yeah, but there's also a way you can use that
What do
same
they do
quantum
about that?
technology to encrypt
stop using passwords.
Well, yeah, I guess you'd have to
Well,
fight
you
fire
can
with
do.
fire, I guess.
Yeah.
but then
Send a
what are
laser
you
beam
going
in
to
someone's eye, man, using the camera.
Well, it's like,
Like
the
a
other day,
biometric.
whenever I was telling you guys, got my hardware key.
Yeah, hardware key. Something like
It-
that.
My, this hardware key is unique, it's the only one like it in the world. Probably, but I doubt it.
Can you fight him and
Yeah.
win?
Nah, can we duel for
This
it?
is my rifle, this is my gun.
No, wait, even if you get a hold of this, there's another step you gotta go through this. Get.
Hi, Drew.
I used to work for a government and they would give you your ID card with a chip in it. And to access the computer, you had to put it into a slot. And if you didn't have your card,
Yeah, well, the idea behind, multi-factor authentication is, the best way to do it is something that I have and something that I know. Something that I know is pretty easy to figure out.
but that
Something
right
I
there is
have
hard.
cannot be duplicated.
You have to be careful where you put the stuff.
Yeah.
Put it in your desk drawer,
The-
it's not a good idea.
The little chip
Mm-hmm.
that's in your debit card and credit card,
You should come over here and walk by me.
that is, yours doesn't reach this far.
No.
It's a non-RFID wallet, catch me in the hall later. But yeah, that chip right there is, there's a tiny, what's effectively a computer in your credit card.
Mm-hmm.
And when you plug it into the credit card machine at, Starbucks or Walmart, wherever you're at, it does a quick calculation. There again, we were talking about network time protocol, NTP. The terminal knows exactly what time it is, and when you plug your chip in, that is one of the metrics that it uses for the algorithm that runs, is exactly what time is it right now. And, people use their debit card, every so often, every day, every couple of days, once a week, whatever that time frame is, but you never go years. Most people don't anyway, without using their card. And it can't be yesterday or 10 years ago. You have to have a pretty accurate timestamp whenever, or the chip on your credit or debit card won't work.
So what if you travel?
To talk about multi-factor, the place I worked at, you had another card that you put up to a card reader and it would read it and it'd let you go into the door. So
That
so it
was either
different layers.
RFID or NFC.
I'm sorry?
Either RFID or NFC, most likely.
Probably, and
Depending upon how long ago it was most likely RFID.
Yeah, NFC didn't come around until like recently, right?
Yeah, it was like, late teens.
well, that's probably what it was.
Somewhere in that
because
time frame.
I did 5
When it
years.
became prevalent anyway.
Yeah, and then it came. real
But that's
popular
an
as well.
example of different layers of
Yeah.
authentication. No one else had my card, or at least they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So,
Well, you guys
And
have
then
all
you
seen
can
movies
pass
where,
that too.
you got the retina scanner and the thumbprint scanner and the voice recognition and, all that stuff to keep people that they don't want in, out. And I can't remember what movie it was, but, the bad guys or the good guys, I can't remember which anymore either.
it doesn't matter nowadays.
Blurry.
They needed in this particular room, and the person that had access to it, the bad guy / good guy said something to the effect of, I'm going to assume that your handprint will work whether it is attached to your body or not.
Hmm.
Like you either open this door for me, or I'm gonna cut your hand off and do it anyway.
Minority Report.
Okay, so anyway, password, pretty easy to crack. Biometric, your fingerprint, thumbprint, whatever is unique to you, unless you have a twin. There's also a family that lives, I think, in Ohio or somewhere, that they don't have any fingerprints at all, like the whole family.
Whoa. Yeah,
Their fingertips are completely smooth. It was on Ripley's Believe It or Not, or something, I can't remember, saw it on TV. I saw it on TV, it's gotta be true.
Black with his hands on there. Burn some fingerprints off.
Yeah, this one is genetic.
It's crazy.
Multi-factor authentication, you have your device with you and they will send you a code to it. You have to enter the code within a certain amount of time, blah, blah, blah.
Ooh, shoot.
2FA using a phone is way too easy to compromise.
Can my phone do that?
I really hope they send it to me.
The OTP that is sent to your phone is typically done insecurely. Especially if it's sent via email.
Yeah.
Text
So it's
message.
not into your email.
Text message is even less secure
Oh, it is?
than email is. So if it is important information like your bank, don't use your phone for 2FA.
It is stupid easy to clone the phone.
Oh,
Isn't it
yeah.
Stupid easy.
Yeah,
Wow.
and therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
Oh.
Authorization. Wow, that actually
Makes me dizzy.
that was a static image in the, on the.
Oh, really?
That's just last night.
Authorization controls user access to resources based on their permissions and role within the organization, limiting access to sensitive data to only those who require it. I was talking about was Monday. You know, I have access to certain resources here on campus. As an instructor, you have different ones as a student. Landon has different ones as a department chair. Dr. Gordon has different ones as a dean, you know, so on and so forth.
Access.
So it all depends on, you know, the credentials that you have been granted. And then it's really to program computer systems to give you access to things that you are allowed to see,
Would that be kind of like a good policy?
probably.
Probably. These are totally getting closer to.
Monitoring, auditing. Monitoring and auditing involves tracking user activities and reviewing logs to identify suspicious actions. This helps detect threats and verify compliance with security policies. What that means is, if you're diligent about it, you can pretty easily figure out what people's patterns are, you know, what they access, what they don't, how long they stay in a particular application or website and that kind of stuff, and pretty, I mean, like scary fast, develop a profile of somebody, and if you can mimic their actions, you can become them. Yeah, anyway, if you monitor somebody long enough, you can effectively become them, because it's pretty easy to pick up on habits and routines and whatnot. That's part of how threat detection works. Or, you know, if I usually log in from an IP address that's located in the United States, and suddenly there's an attempt to log into my account from, you know, China or Russia or Italy or, you know, the Bahamas, you know, whatever, that is immediately suspicious. You know, especially if I've logged in from a US-based IP address within the last couple of hours, you know, there's no way in hell I can get from here to China in a couple of hours. It's physically impossible.
And that's using VPN, right?
That's one way to do it. But VPN providers, their public-facing addresses are known. It's like you used to be able to fire up your VPN and watch Netflix from, you know, Europe, or, you know, be in Europe and watch the stream of your favorite football team back home or, whatever. But now if you try to log in to your Netflix account and you're using a VPN, they won't even let you in.
Oh, wow.
So you can't access our site from this IP address. It's blacklisted.
So it knows.
Netflix.
Stupid Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay. Physical security. Protects network infrastructure such as servers, data centers against unauthorized access. Measures include surveillance cameras, locks, and restricted access zones. Just put it in a room, locked door. Pretty easy. Except for it's pretty easy to pick a lock. There's somebody that finally made one that is supposed to be unpickable.
Pretty sure you can pick those
You
ones too.
can do YouTube videos and see those. They're actually really cool.
Oh, so they're actually unpickable or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, network security. Network security strategies protect the network from threats such as firewalls. Well, that,
From threats such as firewalls.
yeah, the way that reads is that the firewall, IDS, and
I thought you
VPN
were-
are the threats.
Right.
I thought you were
That-
naming.
that-
That's
how you
not
read that?
word. That's how I read that. but-
I read it off as naming the ones. I thought it only clicked now.
That's our.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
that makes
the
sense.
easiest way to protect your network is just lock down your firewall. If you don't have any open ports on it, then nobody can get through it. VPN, I think I told you guys that I've got OpenVPN running on my server at home. I know I told Colton.
Mm-hmm.
Was that this class or was that?
No,
there was
I
this
remember
one.
asking you, and you said you built your own.
Hey,
Yeah,
What?
the VPN makes my network at home think that I'm still at home.
that's so cool. I wish I could.
You can't.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it, babe.
It's just like, I don't have nothing to hide, man. I'm here.
Oh, I have stuff down there.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
man.
it's
this
like
man
I'm
right
in
here.
You still don't want anybody getting into your network, jacking on stuff.
Right.
He's always on about
Just
this.
let them know, hey, I'm here.
All you gotta do, there've been several YouTubers, famous YouTubers, that have gotten hacked because, they tried to open what looked like a PDF file,
PDF file.
and it was actually stealing their session cookies. Yeah, our site uses cookies.
Cookies, they reject or take it.
I'm pretty sure you can
Take
take
it, right?
emails with cookies.
Don't
There's some
take
companies
it.
that do that. They
Allow
sell
it or
like
reject it.
$6.
I always reject cookies.
Think about that.
I always
Some
allow
of
it.
them say you can't reject.
I reject.
Yeah, that sucks.
all.
Yeah,
never reject.
if you
It seems like you
can't,
reject it, then it won't give you.
I've been knowing about that,
It won't give you like the, best experience of the site or something
it
like that.
still works.
That file
Oh.
should have been named the Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
Cookie Monster. Ah, that would have been so
I don't
crazy.
know cookies or none of that. I've been
The
seeing
Cookie
it
Monster,
lately.
yeah, that's funny.
No, every time you open a browser and connect to a site, especially with something you have to log into, like YouTube, if you're going to upload videos to YouTube, you must log in. Well, while that session is open, there's a specific session ID, and if you can clone that session ID, you now own that session. So even if I log out and you still have the session ID, you can get back in as me in that very session
Without having to log in.
without having to log in or anything.
And you can upload videos.
Or you can start changing videos, deleting
Or
videos,
even changing the account.
changing the account
Compromising it.
credentials.
Credentials, and the
Yeah,
other person cannot log in. They did this to my Cash App, man. I got into my Cash App and it's somebody else's name, man, and I was like, what is going on? Yeah,
That's crazy.
I swear to God, it's like,
yeah,
what is
one of
going
my,
on?
one of my Gmail accounts was was compromised by some lady named Ellen or something.
FEMSR or something like that. I was like, what the?
Yeah,
I just got an email that said you change your email, you change your phone number, you unlink this device. I was like, what? I didn't know that.
okay, so ways to help mitigate this? Number one, user education training. I had to do a training session this morning. Fortunately, it only lasts like, 7 or 8 minutes. Phishing attacks in email. That is where most intrusions happen through. It is through email attack.
Yeah, I almost thought.
You know, you get the email that says, hey, your Yahoo or your Amazon account has been blocked for, whatever reason, or you need to update your payment for the last order that you placed. There's all kinds of ways that they can, oh, well, I better do that. Click. First thing it asks for is, what's your login credentials? Well, I got to log into Amazon to fix it, so here's my login credentials. Now they got you.
Yeah, one way you could do that is by clicking the email and downloading something called a RAT, I believe, and it will actually send the information to the hacker that way instead of just having
Several ways in.
Yeah, several ways.
They've done that with PayPal a lot too.
PayPal especially, I can
PayPal is
imagine.
bad about it.
The
You will
money-
see the sign, the logo with
So
PayPal,
much.
and you actually think it's PayPal, because they is saying a logo, but when you actually click it, it takes you to a whole nother.
Dude, this whole class is changing my opinion on so many things.
Another site that has PayPal like logos
PayPal.
associated with it, and you're thinking you're in PayPal, and it's like,
Too iPhone.
yeah, it's
Really?
Yeah.
So use
Back.
PayPal anymore.
Well, if you get one of those emails that says, hey, your Amazon account has been compromised, or, you need to update your payment method or whatever. If you click on, especially on the phone, I would imagine you can do it on a computer too, but you click on the sender, and it comes up, gibberish at gmail.com instead of Amazon or, whatever.
Yeah, that's how I. And sometimes they take a
Gibberish.
screenshot. It's a screenshot of it. You thinking you're in actual, and sometimes it's a screenshot that they took of Amazon.
Or they can
Yeah.
easily, it's just HTML.
Yeah,
And you can easily clone a website. That's not hard to do at all.
that's what they've been doing, is cloning the website.
If a hacker tried to get me through email, he'd be disappointed because I don't check that crap.
I got 28,000 unread emails yesterday.
There's no way of avoiding that. Like, you receiving junk mail, no matter how fresh mail you get, like, always gonna get.
Yeah, all you gotta do is
Subscribe.
a real quick search online for MX Records, which is mail exchange. And then you have the email server, and you just start sending emails to everybody. A lot of companies use last name, first letter, like OTC does. Or first name dot last name dot first name, all kinds of things. And it's a computer program that's doing it, ain't nobody can actually keying in all those.
Right, it's.
It blasts out. The other thing that they can do is, do a query of the mail server itself and find out who all the accounts are.
Or they can, or you can even go to Facebook or filter out their emails.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can do it.
If they can filter out your Facebook account email, or whatever. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, all kinds of ways you can do it. The worst thing you can do is reply to an email,
Yeah.
because that says, hey, there's actually somebody at the other end.
Yeah.
You know, If you don't want to receive email from us anymore, click on subscribe. Never click on subscribe, because that just tells them that there's somebody at the other end. And instead of being unsubscribed, your email will get spammed even more.
Yeah, just block them.
Or ignore them.
I mean, it's companies selling your emails too.
Yeah, you can make like
Yeah, a lot of them do
$36
that.
off of one email, it's crazy.
Bro, you told us about this, and I low-key think I'm gonna turn you in, because I'm pretty sure you sold my email.
I didn't sell crap. I ain't even got a job. I got like $1, $2 in my backpack. I'm broke.
He
Yeah,
definitely sold my
There
email.
are ways to do it without letting the
Yeah, we're
person
starting small.
that sent the email know that there's something on the other end.
Unsubscribe, next thing I know, I'm like,
Oh, they tell you they will sell
Or
it.
it can take up to 48 hours for you to be unsubscribed from our service.
Yeah.
that 48 hours, they're sharing with everybody else.
Yeah.
They got it written in fine print at the bottom that, hey, we will sell you your information to a third party but you just won't see it, man. It's very fine down there somewhere. You're just sitting down and it's gone. All your,
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Anyway, employees with knowledge of best security practices such as recognizing phishing attempts. Hey, I'm the US federal government, and I want to talk to you about, lowering your interest rates through this great new government project, or, whatever.
Sorry, wrong number.
Yeah. Oh, well, I better click on that, find out what it's about.
Click rat downloaded.
Strong passwords, I said, it's recommended that, you use at least 12 characters. I said digits earlier, thank you, Mike. Characters, that includes uppercase, lowercase, special characters, asterisk, underscore, exclamation, whatever. And they actually recommend to be, truly strong, is do that same thing, but make it at least 16 characters long.
Oh my gosh, how
Which
am I
is
supposed to remember all of
why
that?
people use Google to remember all their passwords.
I have one password for everything.
Ooh, that's not
That's
gonna
not
work.
good, right?
Oh, no, that's bad, because if it's, so let's say I
One
figure it out.
password caught all your stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would just change like a symbol here and a character here on one, but.
Yeah, a lot of people use,
I do the same
Three.
thing.
Yeah, I
a lot of people use 3 for E, 4 for A,
Yeah, sign for,
@ for an
also for
A.
A.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
For that, yeah.
all kinds of crazy
Dollar
things
sign
like
for
that,
S.
that are really easy to figure out.
I really hope y'all can't easily figure out the numbers. Never mind.
Is this gonna build password?
It's
But,
a
I mean, it's not about
It's
that.
numbers.
I will just save me time, just
Hey,
put
what's
it
your
right down.
But you only have so many attempts. That's why it's not like you sitting there entering like million times. No.
Yeah, that
You
was,
enter 2-3 times, you out of there, man.
thank you for
You locked
asking
out.
that.
Yeah,
Because
cause I mean,
like,
There
No,
are
they're with
still, believe it or not, there are still places that allow you unlimited attempts.
yeah, that's,
What the hell?
that's a problem right there,
You can
man.
hit one of those sites,
Yeah.
get the password right. A lot of people use the same password for everything, so it's easy to remember.
Yeah, I mean,
Once you compromise that one, now you got access to all of them.
oh, yeah.
damn it.
So that's why I use,
I'm gonna go grab some.
a password manager
I always announce
that I run at my house.
Yeah.
So all my passwords are stored at my house only. And then I have my
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
hardware key for my 2FA to get into it. So all my passwords are encrypted at my house, and the only way you can get to it is with my hardware key. Incident response. Structured approach managing security breaches. Includes detection, containment, eradication, recovery, and learning to improve future defenses. That's one of the worst things about a lot of the data breaches that have happened is the organizations don't even know that they were compromised until it's been, months later. Because they don't do their due diligence to make sure that their network is secure. You guys ever heard of ethical hacking? I'm sure.
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
Way how to hack it.
Pen testing.
Break in and out.
Pen testing is actually penetration testing.
Penetration testing.
There are companies out there, and won't think that's funny.
I mean,
There are companies out there, and private individuals too, that do it, that you can pay them to come in and intentionally breach or try to breach your network, your email, your web server, whatever it is. And they will then tell you, hey, these are the ways that I found in, or these are the employees that clicked on the phishing emails that I sent. There's all kinds of things that you can do. And from what I understand anyway, those guys make pretty good money. So.
I bet they do it by contract too, considering, you probably.
Probably.
Yeah. So they probably make a lot of money per contract, which is insane.
Yeah. So, if there is an intrusion, you need to be able to contain it. So that's where the whole, network segmentation comes in. If I compromise an engineering computer, I can't get to the accounting computer or the HR computer
The data never.
because I can't even get to that network, okay? So that's another good reason to segment your network. I do have smart home. This is my wife's office, it's great. But I do have smart home, and everything on that network segment, I assume is a data breach, a hole, a way in. So that stuff is segmented away from everything else, and nothing
Those past life.
can get to it. It can't get to anything else. The only way in is through the reverse proxy, through the VPN. So that I can use it, out here in the real world. My camera network, it's isolated. So I run IP cameras at my house. So they're all running over Ethernet. But they're on a completely separate hardware even. The only way that I can get to them is through VPN tunnel, that sort of thing. Eradication, somebody gets in, you gotta get rid of all the bad shit that they, put on your network. All the malicious hardware, malicious software, websites and all that good stuff. Recover from it. Hopefully you can without going completely bankrupt. And then learning to improve your future defenses. So, if I kick you in the shin once a day, every day, you're eventually going to put on shin guards, right? Or, punch me in the mouth.
stop coming around, yeah.
Aaron just run over your ass. Okay, regular assessments and updates. Regular assessments and updates, including vulnerability scans and software patches. That is probably one of the biggest ones, is people don't patch their software. And Windows figured out that Windows sucks. So once a month, they come out with a new patch because of all the vulnerabilities that are found in their software by people just using it. And And since Windows is the most prolific operating system on the planet, there are literally billions of devices running Windows. They're constantly trying to find and fix vulnerabilities, especially where data security is concerned.
Oh, a little question.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make, considering the fact that, as you stated, Windows kind of sucks, wouldn't that mean that the best way to get into a system, or if you're using if you have a system that requires data to be secure, wouldn't that mean not using Windows since you can get in easily?
That's the better way to do it, yeah.
Okay. Windows is easy to get in.
That's why a lot of people run Linux, because
Linux.
there
I've heard a lot about
there
it.
aren't as many Linux computers in the world. There are literally billions of Windows computers in the world. So if you're running a Windows box, you're probably going to get hit. If you're running a Linux box, there are they still exist,
That's,
but there are much fewer attack vectors into a Linux machine than there are a Windows machine. And believe it or not, as bad as I hate to admit it, Macintosh is pretty secure too, because not very many people have them either.
What about, Ubuntu?
That's what I have.
That's a
on my
Linux
laptop.
distribution.
Like Mint better.
Yeah? Well, go fucking on it.
Yeah,
Mint is good.
when I need to spin up, I have to admit, I use Windows. But if I need to spin up a Linux box, I use Mint. It's robust enough to be useful, but it's lightweight enough to not be, bloated with all kinds of extraneous bullshit.
Ubuntu is good too, though.
It is kind of
Ubuntu
too
is-
user friendly.
Yeah, well, Ubuntu is it's not as, it's not as streamlined as Mint is.
No, I mean, Ubuntu was the first one was the first Linux OS I ever messed around with.
Yeah,
Yeah. For the
I'm old
things
school,
you just
so I
said,
use
I like
CentOS, Debian, Red Hat, all kinds of the older distros.
A little question. This whole convo, is this going on to your YouTube page? Just wanna ask. Okay, good.
We're being recorded.
Yeah, actively recording. Making sure I don't wanna revisit
Oh, you
this.
didn't know that?
I shot Kennedy.
Oh, now you.
I said the name of my cult. Oh man, we're gonna have to take this down.
I'll make sure I edit that part out.
No, don't edit it out, it'd be funny.
No.
It was a
I
funny.
don't think actual name
YouTube
of his cult, I'm gonna edit out. The fact that he said that he named his cult, I'm gonna leave in.
YouTube will,
Oh,
So
yeah.
they can find him.
So they can find him. Oh, it's gonna be great.
well, YouTube will take down your video if you say stuff like that.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, they're sticklers like that.
Um,
Third-party access control limits the access that external partners or vendors have to the network, includes accessing risk.
the words, they follow
Take
you around.
two, it includes assessing risks, creating agreements, and enforcing access limitations. I'm not sure that I would trust a third party to secure my network for me. Unless, they were a local reputable, network security specialist.
So basically, if you, unless you know them, you aren't gonna have a third party, essentially.
But I don't understand why not, because third party own everything, like if you own an email right now, they have access to your
I would
stuff.
much rather trust this guy than a third party, is what.
Or you mean like your,
You should never do that.
Because like we have servers right now and they have all our information and they're the server, they are the servers.
Oh, that makes sense, but he's locally
They
inspected.
control them. And they have access to all of, and they are a third party.
Oh,
Right.
really? Oh.
I mean, if you can trust Gmail with your stuff, why not? Because there are also third party like email servers.
Yeah, if you trust Google, you're nuts.
I'm pretty sure Google has this weird loophole where hackers can essentially access information and it comes directly
How
from
would we get an
Google, but
email?
Google doesn't actually.
It's not hackers that are accessing your information through Google, it's Google selling your information.
So,
Oh,
it might-
really? They just straight up sell it? There's no
So
weird.
if I wanted to get
Oh.
an email that's very secure
Well,
without getting a server, how would I go about it?
You know,
Without-
It's called
You don't.
plausible deniability. They just outright sell it. No plausible
So I
deniability.
have to use a third party to get an email, to get email.
Dang.
well, you can run your own email server, but email is inherently insecure.
Cause anybody can message it?
No, emails inherently.
Well, it's too easy to intercept.
I'm pretty sure if you made your username your email on
Yeah, I
YouTube, you
mean,
could literally
it's
just
always
grab
gonna be
those.
somebody involved, I mean, whenever. you
Like my
use email.
username.
Yeah.
my
Well, you
Google-
just have to assume that nothing is secure.
Okay, so just trust nothing.
You never really
Yeah.
had it completely secure, ever.
I mean, yeah,
You know,
that always works.
I know that I'm an
Trust
honest
nobody
man.
always worked, yeah.
I know I'm an honest man. I assume you're an honest man. But I don't know
Well, you don't know that.
that you're an honest man.
Yeah. No, that's how it is.
Or, you know, if Ethan is our provider, I talk to Ethan, Ethan talks to you, you talk to Ethan, Ethan talks to me. You know, he's literally third party
Third party.
to our conversation.
Third party, yeah.
You know, is he going to hold everything we say in confidence or not? There's no way for either of us to actually know.
No, right? Yeah.
He can say, I'm just as honest as Jesus Christ himself. Really? Well, let's use Ethan.
And something happened, it's like, how did they know that? Nobody else knew that but me, you, and him. I'm
Exactly.
like, man. Information. is-
I didn't tell him, you tell him? No, I didn't tell him. Well, guess who else knew?
Yeah.
Right?
Usually that's how it always go, yeah. It's always like that, man.
Yeah, so the best way to be secure is to assume that everything is insecure.
So just, yeah, be responsible for your own,
What does it say?
like, you know, you need.
Yeah, you know,
accurate
people think, well,
information.
I've got online banking now, I don't even have to get out of the house to do my banking.
Yeah.
That's great, but you are putting your financial information out there on the web, which your bank is gonna do for you, whether you want to use their servers or not. But your information is out there on the web, so anybody can get it.
Oh, it's probably.
They make it
already-
difficult, but it's not impossible.
Somebody, you just haven't fallen into the hands of someone yet. It's probably out there. Pretty sure all this happens.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I saw a site that's selling, credit card info with the CV codes and everything.
Hmm.
A list of them. Like,
You can find that stuff on the dark
Yeah,
web.
so it's real easy, man. I mean, like, it just gives you a bunch of lists of credit cards and with the CV.
You know, the
codes.
dark web is actually bigger by orders of magnitude than the normal internet.
Yeah, pretty much the normal internet is not even
Didn't the Navy
10%.
invent the dark web, technically?
Technically.
That I don't know.
I don't really, part of me doesn't really think so, but Tor was definitely invented.
See which one's coming
I
from.
can't recall how it was,
These
there's a
guys
whole
are
video.
crazy, man.
I need to remember it from breaking stuff.
Like, I wouldn't.
Okay,
try and stuff like that.
so moving on. Policy and compliance. Ensure the organization adheres to legal and regulatory security requirements. Compliance policies align security measures with industry standards. So there are people in industry, the security industry, that say, in order for you to be safe, these are the steps that you should take to make sure that you and your data remains safe. Which those are the ones that come up with the whole idea of you should use a password that's at least 12 characters long, preferably 16, uppercase, lowercase, blah, 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 right? They also tell you don't use the same password for every site, don't use your dog's name or, whatever. All those things you've heard over the years. Don't do this, 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 don't do this. That's basically where it comes from, is people who have either been hackers themselves or they are currently hackers who wish to remain anonymous. Like, if you want to find out if your house is secure or not, hire a burglar.
Higher.
That's right. No,
That's pretty smart.
That's accurate.
If I can get in your house through an open window, if you've got a window air conditioner, I'm getting in your house in less than 10 seconds. Takes me longer to get the air conditioner out the window than it does to get in the house.
That's right.
Yeah, or I can brute force the door.
Brute force the door.
Like you said, if somebody wants in, you're getting it.
Somebody wants in bad enough, they're coming in.
I guess a good way to.
But you come in my house like that, you better be prepared to meet the
Yeah.
maker.
Yeah.